Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show.
Yeah, so I guess to be honest, what made me fall in love with tennis is just such an emotional game. It's such a mental game, but you're an individual and you're out there and you're alone, so you have to figure it out by yourself. And just watching people like Serena, who is on my wall back here, and lots of others just play the game. I fell in love with it actually late. I didn't play tennis as a young person. I actually started playing tennis in my 30s. And so it's something that I picked up late in my life, and it's something that I play weekly. I try to play almost every single day when the weather permits, and I watch every single day. And so it's one of the things that I feel like is a lifelong sport, something that keeps people young. And one of the campaigns that they ran several years ago was, that it was like one of the healthiest sports. When you're playing tennis, you are literally using every single muscle in your body, and people play tennis from the time that they can start to walk to, literally the time that they can't anymore. And so I just appreciate tennis for a lot of reasons. And I just feel like it's just one of the most competitive sports as well. And I just appreciate it for everything that it brings to sports in general. So I'm a true fan.
I have to say, I may need to go to a psychiatrist or get some help, get some therapy going or something, because for the life of me, I have a bad addiction of continuing to watch Mizzou basketball play. And they keep on disappointing me. And a lot of the things that I've been seeing with this Mizzou basketball team is that they lack, and this goes to, and I hate to say it, but it's 100. I got to keep it 100, is Dennis Gates, the head coach. Great recruiter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have the top two best. We're gonna have a number 2 ranked incoming class next year at Mizzou. But we can't worry about that right now. Right now, it's all about the X's and O's. One moment you're thinking this could possibly be a tournament team, then you like, oh, they're just false prophets. You know what I'm saying? And then you can ask my wife. Mizzou is the only team where I watch a game and I'm cussing up a storm. Seriously, no other team has me like that. But you could ask my wife. She'll probably tell you on ladies' night. She'll be right on the couch on her phone doing something. I'll be all in the game. I just be going crazy because this team is like, they got the pieces, but they just can't do the small things to win important games and keep the momentum going.
You hit the nail on the head with a lot of things. You know what I mean? And to be honest, all of the things that you referenced, to me, point to exactly what you said, and what I was going to back you up on is inconsistent coaching. I don't think that it points to anything else, because if you can't string together several games, and you can't point to anything else, it's like you said, it's poor execution, poor judgment, poor calls, poor play calling, poor, timeouts. Like it's all of it together, wrapped in a package. To me, just is poor coaching from Dennis Gates.
On the flip side, shouts out to St. Louis University, because they are ranked number 24 in the country right now. First time that they've been ranked in a couple of years. Look at Team USA. Steph Curry, he's about 6'5". Jalen Brunson, he's about 6'3". Tyrese Maxey, he's about 6'5", 6'6". Cade Cunningham, he's about 6'6". Jaylen Brown, he's about 6'6", 6'7". Team World, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready? Team World, SGA is about 6'6". Luka Doncic is about 6'6", 6'7". Giannis, 6'11", 7 feet tall. Wembanyama, 7'5". Jokic, 7 foot. Wow. You talking about a size disadvantage for Team USA. So
you could just tell in the pictures just like how much fuller Team World is.
Yeah.
I just have to go to Carlos Beltran because I can't hold on anymore.
Really?
I'm upset by it. Well, I don't know if I'm upset by it. It actually gives me hope because there are reports out there from Brian McCann and Carlos Beltran that they brought things to the Houston Astros whenever they joined the club in 2017. They're the reason, for the most part, 2017 happened. So now it gives me hope that Jose Altuve is for sure going to be a Hall of Famer. And I just cannot wait for everyone to bitch and complain about it.
So question. So was it something that he brought as a player or as a coach?
Both, I guess you could say, because he didn't really play that much in 2017. I mean, I don't know if you remember, they had a funeral for his glove because he was just a DH / bench player / coach. But apparently, him and McCann came from New York and said, "You guys are way behind times." And then 2017 happened. Yeah, Andrew Jones just proves to me that Jim Edmonds should get another chance on the ballot because their numbers are almost identical. There's no reason Edmonds should have been on there once and then out.
Yeah, because Edmonds was one of the best prolific hitters, all around baseball players during his time.
And honestly, center fielders as well.
Yes. I mean, the play he made when he was an Angel, and then all the plays that he's made as a Cardinal. Come on, a lot of cats couldn't do that. I'm sorry, And then he was blessed with an arm and not just the arm strength, but the accuracy. And then he was one of those outfielders where he didn't always play deep because he wanted to make sure that he had a good read on the ball. So you wouldn't always see him play maybe 5 feet in front of the warning track. No, he would still play shallow, but he could make up ground because he knew how to pick up the ball off the bat, and that's why he was so special. So yes, Joe, Jim Edmonds needs to be in a Hall of Fame, not after he's dead and gone. No, let him experience that while he's alive. Bottom line.
And if you're a watcher, that's like their number one thing. They're about to really start pouting because you know how we have less playoffs on the weekends now, and we're transitioning to the NBA taking over. Because the NBA is gonna be on Saturday night games, Sunday night, or it's gonna be all NBA now. So people are getting a little saucy, but this is my time to enjoy it.
Not saucy. You said saucy. I said not saucy.
Listen, but I'm cooking with now some sauce, okay?
But the big one is Kyle Tucker. He signed with the team finally. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. He is getting paid $60 million a year. He is making $20 million more than Aaron Judge. I love Kyle Tucker, but he is not worth $60 million a year. And it's just, I don't know what to. It just, he's not even he's like the 5th best player on the team. And I think I said this last week. I didn't think he was going to the Mets because he doesn't want to be in New York media. He would have to probably be the 2nd guy on the team that gets talked to in the locker room. Now they're going to talk to Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, Teoscar, like Will Smith. I don't get it. Like, it's absolutely absurd.
Yes, it is unfair because I'm very big on parity and being able to have multiple teams being able to compete. And that's been the beauty, even though it's crazy how NIL and transfer portal is in college. But as we have seen, you're seeing teams that maybe have never had a chance to win a national championship. Now they're winning them because look at Indiana. If it wasn't for the NIL and transfer portal, Indiana would not be a champion. That's just the bottom line. But because of that, you have more parity. And I believe parity is what brings people to engage in the sport. And that's what baseball has to realize, is that they need to find a way, which more than likely is going to lead to a salary cap. That's been the biggest thing that we've been hearing, and people were saying needs to happen, because I believe baseball is maybe the only sport that doesn't have a salary cap. The last 3 champions, Indiana, Ohio State, Michigan, they're all from the same conference. Does this mean that now the Big Ten, or the Big, is now the conference in all of college football?
I need one more year for somebody from them to win it. Then I could like it. It's still because SEC was dominant for years. Smooth. If we weren't a 1 or 2 and fall off, and it may come back. Like, it was consistent. So that's why I'm like, can't give them all their flowers just yet. Not yet.
Yeah, because I want to say yes. I want to say yes. And the reason why I want to say yes is because Indiana's performance was so dominant this year. I honestly really like what they stand for. They took a lot of players from a lot of places that no one else wanted, and they brought them to Indiana, worked with them over the last couple of years, and they produced a team that just absolutely dominated this year on both sides of the ball. Last year, we had Ohio State. The year before, we had Michigan. I want to say yes.
I was telling this to my peoples earlier. I'm going to say it right now on the show. But that same smoke that everyone was giving Lamar Jackson about him not getting over the hump, not playing in the big game, and him being a failure and the whole 9, that same smoke better apply right now to Josh Allen. If it's not, it's a huge problem. But that same smoke, he now deserves it. He deserves that same energy of him not being able to get over the hump. That's all I got to say about that.
The thing is with CJ Stroud, I was worried about this going into the season. I mean, going into the playoffs. CJ Stroud is super nervous about throwing into the middle of the field. Okay? All season long. That is not what he does. That is not his strength. And in order to win games, particularly playoff games, you've got to be comfortable throwing over the middle of the field. And that is not what he does. And he was forced to do that in the wild card game. He was forced to do this in a divisional game last week, or just a couple of days ago. And it shows that is not what he does. And it was a disaster. And they've got to work on it. All off season for him. Throwing down the middle. Until he gets comfortable with doing that.
Yeah, BK Ferrari sent out a tweet or whatever. It was like, and it's so true. Like, if they had if CJ Stroud was okay that game, if he was just okay, they win that game.
They had it.
They win it. And that's the sad, depressing part. Like,
but that's also because their Texas defense is that damn good, though. That their defense can carry the offense. That's how good the defense is.
So good, and
be mediocre and still win a game against the Steelers was one thing, but against other good teams, their defense still could pull it off and get them W's. If he was just
like 6 interceptions.
At 6,
something like that. I don't even
felt like 6.
Everyone's like, well, he can't be worse in the second half. He was worse.
Yes, he was.
My gosh.
And it goes back to what I always say, that once teams get tape on you, it's all about how you make those adjustments. That's what separates you from being good to being a stud. Wifey, I said stud.
Yeah, that was for you, Jamie. Like I told Smoooth last week, is that wild card game. Like, he looked shell shocked. Like he looked terrified. And he's been in the playoffs every time, since he's been a rookie. So you think he'd get a little more comfortable, but he looks worse. He gets worse and worse. How does that happen? So is that on the organization and the coaching staff, or is that not him trying to, we sit here, we rip Cardinals players, young players on this all the time, and Blues players. So it has to be the same questions for guys like CJ Stroud. He's what, picked second overall or whatever it was, and he's great and had a really good rookie year, and he's gotten progressively worse. Like, how does that happen with all the technology and everything that they provide them?
I have Patriots and Rams. Joe has once again Patriots and Rams, and Fate has Patriots and Seahawks. So we shall see, but it's gonna
get out of my head, Smooth. I said, get out of my head. Like, why we always agree on this? That's what I always tell Brendan. Like, get out of my head, bro. Dang.
Hey,
have your own thought.
great minds think alike. Can't help it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.